What are you smoking? I got some tinfoil.
Hi.
Well, you guys were lost.
Go! Let's go! I'm Meg Zaney.
Ryan Leone.
I'm Nick Stahl.
Eddie Furlong.
Thanks for coming, guys. This is awesome.
Thanks for having us.
Actually, first, I'm gonna ask, does anybody have a letter?
I have a letter.
We actually had
I know exactly where they are, though.
Stash of line.
All right, so I think we should start with where Nick and I met, and then it like all comes
Yeah, there's
together.
so
I love this.
out here.
That's what I think. That's
Let's do it.
what I think is the best route. So I met Nick. I wrote a book, a novel called Wasting Talent, and I optioned the film rights to a company called Muse Productions. They produced Fully, that he was in, one of my favorite movies of all time. And so he was going to play the protagonist of the novel, which is, basically me, loosely autobiographical. Around that time, a documentary went into production. The guy that wrote Fight Club was doing it, and I wanted, since he was going to be playing that character, I thought it would be great for him to narrate it. We got on the phone, I reached out to him. We pretty much became brothers immediately. I mean, we related in a lot of different ways. I'd spent like 8 years of my life in prison. I think at that time I was out on bail going back to prison. And he, we were both in recovery. We connected artistically.
That's the first time you guys talked.
Yeah, we talked on the.
Hit me up out of nowhere, and he's like, "Man, I want you to narrate this documentary." Did you mention documentary?
Yeah.
What's
So,
the documentary? What is it?
it's called Idiot Savant: The Savage Life of Ryan Leone, which is me, and it's just about my fucking train wreck of a life.
Well, I was gonna ask, what'd you go to jail for?
Well, which time? I've been to prison 3 times. The first time I got caught up with the cartel, and I got caught by the FBI and DEA, and they sent me to federal prison for 5 years. And then I got out, and then I went back for a non-conviction DUI. But because I was on parole, they decided to put me back in prison. And then the third time, this one sounds bad, but I'm telling you, I'm innocent. They said that I was a pimp, which, figuratively, maybe, but I was not doing it. It was wrong place, wrong time. I had a friend that was an escort and was trying to make sure she was safe. Sheriffs got me. I was on federal parole at the time. Then I got my fiance pregnant, and it was bad. That's when I met him. It was probably the worst time of my life, and he was like one of those voice of reasons. We became brothers. I consider him my best friend now. And so, got out of prison, and we had learned, we both, Nick had some public struggles with addiction, same with me. We were in recovery, and we realized that we had been in rehab together in Florida at the same time, but we didn't cross paths, and we both just had really extreme experiences down there. I mean, really.
The same,
Same area.
It was the same town, and it was right at the same time, and we could have very well crossed paths, and we both had very interesting, kind of scary, turned into some scary adventures down there.
Yeah.
And so go on. Sorry.
No. So we spent a year writing a screenplay that we called Florida. We finished it 5 months ago, I think, something like that.
That was kind of the inception of it, was just an idea about, okay, what if these two guys met down there?
Right.
And and from there we sort of developed a story that was based on both of our experiences.
Yeah, in like the fancy literary way, I guess I would say the story is Roman and Clef. We both wanted to talk, about, subtextually about kind of the predatory practices of corporate rehab, and when there's a bottom line associated with things like that, it has the potential for people to exploit it. And we thought that was an important social issue to underscore. So that's kind of the thematic thread that ties the film together. It's about a cult-like rehab, but it's, the intellectual backbone is really an indictment on Florida, because Florida and the rehab culture there, it's for profit and kids are dying there. I just lost my best friend to heroin overdose a couple years ago, and I'm starting a nonprofit to give Narcan for free. And it was a great experience collaborating with Nick. I've been a big fan of his for forever. I mean, Sin City, Yellow Bastard, Bobby Kent in Bully, John Connor in Terminator 3. Got the other John Connor as well, Mr. Eddie Furlong. And it was a great experience. As soon as the script hit the market, it got a lot of attention, and we're making it happen now. So that's the next, got other stuff going on. You'll see this film. It'll come out, and we hope that it conveys the social context that we were going through.
What stage are you at?
It's in the late stages of development. I mean, we're right about to figure out dates and casting and everything, but we're pretty far along. And with that, I think we pass the mic to Mr. Stahl.
Okay. That was awesome. I can't wait to see it.
Thank you.
I read some of your stuff. I was here last week when I did such and I've been intrigued. That's a whole nother subject I'm going to ask you about. Yeah, good stuff.
Thank you. And I'm a fan of yours as well. We all are. So, yeah.
Where do we start? So, I guess everyone's know about Terminator. So let's get that out of the way and talk about Terminator. And you guys both played the same character in different movies, right?
Yep.
Apparently so.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy, though, right?
Yeah.
It is, yeah. In fact, we hadn't,
Met until just really
so
recently.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
dude. Yeah.
Bumped into each other at an audition. I think was the first time we actually met. I'd seen him around maybe, but yeah. So, and then since then we've actually
Done those shows and stuff like that.
kind
Just,
of crossed each other's paths a little bit. So,
Nick's a sweetheart, man. He's a very nice guy. Talented too.
likewise.
But,
Mutual John Connor love. There's no rivalry here.
I was gonna ask.
Exactly. Yeah.
So those are huge roles. You guys are pretty different, right? It's huge fucking roles. For that age,
Yeah, he was even younger. I mean, I was early 20s and you were
Oh yeah, I was
13 or something.
I had no idea what the fuck was going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But,
nor did I, even at an older age.
Yeah.
So,
Neither do
But,
I now. You know.
right.
So, yeah,
Most
dude.
of us don't know what
Yeah.
that's going on.
Exactly. Exactly. Man, yeah.
Do you think that role impacted your life in any way? I mean.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Of course, dude. I've never done anything before that. You know what I mean? I was just a kid. And it just, when it's going on, it's just kind of happening to you, so you don't really. I don't know, but it's when I take a step back now later in my life and I look back, I'm like, damn, that was crazy. That was crazy. I mean, a lot of shit just changed overnight, and we did good stuff. Good and bad.
Good and bad.
I mean, I guess that's how life goes. You know what I mean? Nothing comes for free. And
I think that was, that's, I would say, I don't know why I felt a certain connection to Eddie when I met him, because there's a club, there's a child actor club,
That's what I'm saying. I picture this thing, you know, I don't know anything about this, but that's what I picture, you know? Like,
It kind of is. I mean, just in I guess like a mutual understanding
Yeah.
of certain experiences that
Yeah.
you've been through that no one else can really relate to. You know, that's
Right.
very unique to
Yeah.
to acting as a kid because it's a trick. You know,
Yeah.
and you know it doesn't have the best track record.
Right.
You know, like public, like whatever. It's certain. You know, obviously there's
I mean,
There's a
pretty
lot
much
of
like
shit that-
every teen, I mean, barely, like anybody who started as, like ends up like a drug
Yeah.
addict or something, like, you know?
That was way back though, too.
I mean,
I mean, forever.
92,
dude, like-
91, when you
Yeah,
did
that
that?
was like 91.
Yeah.
But what do you equate that to? Like you have cash, a whole ton of time, like you're
Yeah.
wrapped up in the scene.
You know, the thing is, I've actually worked since with a lot of actors who were young. I'm now like playing their dad and stuff, which is terrifying. But you know, but I've met some very healthy, balanced, you know, like young kids who had great parents, and and my mom was great. I grew up with just my mom. But I would say that from what I've seen, there's so much of just somebody's home life that goes into that, right? So,
Yeah.
so for me, even though, you know, great, you know, a lot of love from my mom and stuff like that, we had a really kind of challenging home life, right? And so by the time, because I don't know if it's necessarily like, oh, you know, this person, you know, getting all this attention and this money, because I've seen it for healthier kids and they've been fine, you know?
Yeah.
I think if you have issues before all the fame and the money starts rolling in,
Yeah.
those issues haven't gone anywhere, you know? And in fact, that's when they're kind of exacerbated or
Right.
you know, and so that's kind of my theory about it. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, people are more aware of these things, you know, like they've seen all the horror stories and they're more on top of it, I think, you know? So kids, like, like my daughters are fucking amazing. I'm like, how the fuck did that happen? Like, they're just on top of shit and they know what's going on.
You know what's
Yeah.
weird too, man? It's like, I don't want to kind of piss anybody off, but like, parents that put their kids in movies,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, I think it's kind of a weird, you know, I sort of fell into it, you know, so you know, it wasn't like that for me. I wasn't being
Yeah.
pushed to do it, but like,
There
I
should
don't
be
know,
some,
the
like-
whole set parent thing, I don't know.
Yeah. There
It
should be some kind of
seems
class for
kind
parents.
of like a weird, like I would never recommend that my kid be a child actor.
When you say you fell into it, how did you fall into it? You knew someone who knew someone that was like, you'd be great.
I slept with the casting.
Me too.
No.
Yeah. It was just, you know, I was just like I literally was at a boys club. I was just hanging out, like, you know, not in a casting director.
You didn't even it wasn't from an audition. Then you auditioned after that,
Then
right?
I
Like,
auditioned, yeah. Melly
Yeah.
Finn, I don't,
Mhm.
yeah, you know, like, bless her heart, dude. She was, I was just hanging out at the boys club, you know, and Melly Finn just came up and was like, hey, you know, and this old lady staring at me from like, you know, who knows how this could turn out.
Yeah.
And she's like, hey, do you want to be in a movie? And, you know, and
You
then
had
from
no
that-
acting experience at this time?
None.
None.
None. And
You
they-
fucking nailed that role for 0 acting
Just saw
experience.
him.
Are you kidding? That's
Yeah.
crazy.
That's pretty.
That's
Yeah, I
wild.
mean,
Yeah.
kind of needed of that big of a movie, for sure.
Oh yeah,
Crazy.
crazy. Yeah, it
Yeah.
never happens. Yeah, but yeah, it's cool, man. I mean, that's the thing, dude. I feel really blessed. I love doing what I do. You know, so I mean, it opened up a lot of opportunities.
Yeah.
You know.
What are you working on now?
Absolutely nothing.
Sweet.
Absolutely nothing. Dude, I'm a broke ass actor. Dude. Like, I literally was driving here and my fucking car started smoking and I had to, like, you know, take an Uber. But, yeah, man. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
I get to do this shit.
Yeah.
You know. And I could always go to the 3rd Street Promenade or something and dance around with a hat, start juggling or something. You know.
Your options are endless.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
What was it like working with Arnold?
And you had the earliest experience with that.
Arnold, I gotta admit, man, he's you know, when he walks into a room, I mean, he's got a big presence about him. You know, I really enjoyed it. I mean, you know, I was a 13-year-old kid who like grew up with like fucking Predator and all that shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I was just stoked and completely starstruck. And yeah, dude, he's really smart. Man. He's really smart. He's really funny.
Political.
Dude, yeah, he's thanks. Sorry. He's like one of those. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty amazing what he's done.
Yeah.
You know, like, but yeah, I guess that's the best I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always struggled with that question too, man, because I didn't have that much like one-on-one interaction with
Right.
that.
He comes and does his stuff and you can just.
He's always part of like a group, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, and he talks to groups. He's very comfortable, just like, you know. And I noticed something kind of interesting. It's like one-on-one. He's like oddly uncomfortable. Like he's a little shy, you know. Like one-on-one, I think he's just used to, you know, talking to a group of people, like, you know, making jokes and loudly sort of, I don't know, being Arnold.
Yeah.
You know? And the second, like, I got alone with him, he was just uncomfortable. He just was like, you know, I really liked your audition tape or whatever. And I was like, thanks. And I was like silence, you know. Just sort of, it was a little awkward, you know. And but it was a blast too. It was fun to work with.
That because I did the Michael Jackson video. He was the opposite, right? No crowds or nothing. But like one-on-one, he was super cool. Like just wanted to talk about everything. Like, what kind of script is that? And then when the crowds were like, no one thought to be there, and I was like, look at him. It was just weird. But like,
Really, with Michael Jackson.
yeah, he was cool. Like I hit the Raptors. Like they're like everyone's got to clear the set. He's gonna come photograph whatever. And I hit the Raptors. I didn't know what I was seeing. I was a kid, man. So I'm like watching him jump in these cars and woo, dance around and stuff. And I'm like in the Raptors like giggling. And he's like looking up there. And I'm like, no, just hiding. And I just didn't realize until later how great he was and what he was doing. Like I just didn't get it, you know. But it was. I wish I would have spent a little more time talking to him because I was so involved with graffiti. I didn't give a fuck. I was like, just give me the spray paint. Like I did the whole job to steal as much spray paint as I could. That was my purpose. That was it. It was cool.
Wow.
Which video?
The way you make me feel. Cool. Actually, it was a big one. It was a big one. It was my first set design thing. So I designed 3 streets, and one was graffiti, one was gang, and one was a mix. He was gonna come and pick which one he liked, and he used all 3 of them. So it was pretty cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying what a great job you did for having that been your first one.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
You did, man.
It's not that hard. It's pretty easy to, you know. At least for me, dude. I don't know. It's like
You just North
it's amazing
what
what good. I mean, you have Jim
Basically what you're saying.
Cameron, you have editing, you have, you know, they know what they're doing, and I just go and just fucking. That's why I love it, dude. You know.
Yeah.
But
I thought you were the coolest kid I'd ever seen when I was that age, and you were like in the ATM and shit. You know,
The red
money.
light.
I took my 11-year-old daughter
the canals.
recently.
Yeah, that one back.
Yeah,
oh, I saw that on Insta.
Yeah, they were playing Terminator 2 at the Glendale Drive-In,
Yeah.
and she was
Did she like
just
it?
to see it through her eyes, to see the Terminator for the first time. And
Yeah.
she was amazed by it, you know.
Oh,
and,
man.
You know, yeah, and she was like, "That kid's cool, man." And I was like, "I know. I felt the same way when I was." So
Yeah, dude. Dude, I remember actually doing that like 18 thing, just being like, God damn, I wish this was real. Oh, man. But,
Hey, Simpson, Yellow Man, the villain, right?
yeah.
Yellow
That fuck
Man.
with your mind?
Oh man, I fucked with my mind at the time because I was like, how am I gonna pull this off? You
Yeah.
know? Honestly, because I wasn't even supposed to do that role,
Yeah.
and it was kind of sprung on me at the last second. So if you see the movie, there's like I look like myself, and then you know Bruce Willis shoots the guy, and he turns into this creature. You know, this very like comic book, you know, transformation or whatever, into this disgusting yellow creature called the Yellow Bastard. You know, and Steve Buscemi was going to do that part. They were going to put some prosthetics on him, and he fell out because he had a conflict of some kind. And so Robert Rodriguez, I was like gonna leave in like 2 weeks to go do the movie, and he called me and he said, "Hey man, well, you know, could you do the Yellow Bastard as well?" Because Steve fell out, and of course I said yes, but you know the reality of doing that, like you know, and actually getting there, putting on the makeup and doing that was really intimidating, and like up until literally the first scene, I was like, okay, because Frank Miller created it all, sitting right there and stuff. And I was like, yes, he gets it. Like, I was scared to death, to be honest, because I'm sure he envisioned his voice, how he sounds, and his movements, and all these things.
Yeah.
They didn't see me do this before, right? And so I had to, so just the first, you know, going out there and just, you know, attempting to like, okay, I guess I'll do this, and I was kind of rehearsing and stuff. You know, and we get through one scene, and I'm like, all right, they haven't fired me yet, maybe I'll get, you know, and I just kind of committed to how I did it, and it didn't take too long. I was there a couple weeks, and then it kind of became what it did.
So I know acting's impromptu. I get it. Like, do you develop as you go, and then you just there's certain traits that you go with harder, and there's certain traits, with, you know, as you develop the character, you're like, all right, this is working.
Yeah, I mean, like it kind of varies, you know. For that, like I said, I mean, there wasn't much preparation going on at all, and so that was unusual. But for me, I don't have like a real set kind of process that I do it. Each one is kind of different, and so you know, on one role, I might you know think more about you know certain. Just do different process, like maybe write about the role and sort of think about his past and this and that, and maybe certain physical traits and things like that. Sometimes I just sort of, I kind of audition for something, seems to work. I don't overthink it. I just try to learn my lines, keep it simple, and that can be a challenge for me sometimes, just to keep it simple, and sometimes that yields the best results for me. But,
well, as an artist, we say keep it simple, stupid, you know, like the kiss we were in the studio, because like we overdo shit, like, dude, it was beautiful 3 days ago, now it looks like a block of paint. So yeah, I get that. Robert Rodriguez, what was it like working with him?
Very cool.
Yeah. I met him before. He's fucking super cool.
He's cool, man. I mean, he really is like the guy you picture, like, I want to be that dude. Because he, you know, man, he's always got his guitar in his hand, like feet up on set, just like, you know, just very chill. He kind of basically like owns the city of Austin. Like he's like the, you know, the mayor of the, you know, of the town, you know, and treated like, you know, whatever. He can kind of do what he wants there, but he's a real generous guy, very nice and low key and very and you know. Sure.
Talk about a presence. So he did the Machete movie premiere here with some Prince Mike cartoon and Stahl on Oil, and he came and gave a speech on it. It was just like, I was like, the guy is like fucking like stud. He just speak to his guy, just like everyone loves it, you know.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I have a hard time with this shit. I never speak publicly. I don't know.
It's a unique challenge.
I think you do a great job.
You guys ever get shy? Not starstruck. Like, you ever had, shy. You ever like?
Are these yours? So do you know that Newport is an acronym?
For what?
Never eat wet pussy on a rainy Tuesday.
I did not know that.
Can I get some of these?
Wait, never a what? Wet pussy on a rainy Tuesday?
Never eat wet pussy on a rainy Tuesday. Newport's. No?
Is this official? The Newport actually endorses.
I mean,
Okay.
Can you hold this for me for a second?
Upside down swoosh.
Can you hold the camera for me for a second?
They always look interesting.
hey, you know? That's what I'm here for.
So everyone wants me to do the whole James Lipton questions from inside the house. So we don't do that.
No, can you hold it for me for a second?
Art. Like, what's some of your guys' favorite art?
Favorite
Artists. I don't know, anything like.
Oh man, dude. Well,
Or
I mean,
not.
in terms of like just painting and stuff like that, like, oh man, I really love, you know, H.R. Geiger and Dolly. And,
Yeah. Geiger's amazing.
Have you been to the museum?
He's like,
The Geiger Museum?
Yeah.
No.
Just one, well, Switzerland and Germany.
Oh really?
I went to the
Yeah.
Geiger bar in Japan.
Yeah.
It was kind of beat up too. By the time I got there, people were picking on the chairs and shit.
Dude, yeah, one of the cool. I remember back in the day, like I went to Amsterdam because I love Van Gogh too.
Yeah.
You know, I don't fuck with shit anymore, but yeah, I ate mushrooms at the Van Gogh Museum.
Oh, that's
That was amazing. Yeah, it was awesome, dude. Yeah.
That had to be a better experience.
Yeah, man.
My two favorite painters are, I would say, Basquiat.
Yeah.
Probably not very unique. Basquiat and Cy Twombly.
Okay.
One of my favorites.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Who was that?
Yeah.
I like Mark Lichtenstein.
Yeah.
I'm wearing Warhol. I like pop art a lot, and I'm stuck in like the '60s. But you know, I like abstract expressionism. I like de Kooning. I like Cubism. I mean, I like contemporary street art. I like all art. Surrealism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're doing a project with Mickey, right?
Yeah, I'm writing a trilogy based on Mickey Avalon's life.
Yeah.
I know you've known him
Yeah.
for forever. You
Forever.
grew up with him.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's doing a
shit,
show.
I love Mickey Avalon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a close friend. He's a sweet guy. I
Yeah.
like him a lot.
My girlfriend just he does these paintings on Instagram.
Yep.
And she bought one, and like it's dope. Dude.
I
yeah.
did the watercolors.
Yeah, the
Just-
watercolors.
Which one did she get? Which one?
Well, he's like sending a picture on all paintings
Oh, gotcha.
of like your dog or you or
I
whatever. So
bought the
she
tiger
sent her a
one.
picture of us. And,
Tiger King.
oh yeah, he did. I think he posted something like that.
You known him since what, 89, 90?
Well, see, here's the thing, bro. I've known him, yes, since graffiti, but like, I didn't know him from graffiti, and like, I didn't, you know, like, Mickey Avalon, the rapper and stuff. Like, I was listening to his stuff and didn't even know it was him. You know, I was like, oh, this is really cool. I was like, wait the fuck, is this Mickey? Like, that's how it was kind of weird. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's beautiful. He's a great artist too.
He's an amazing artist.
Yeah.
And he's come a long way. Not that he's had far to come, but like he's found himself, you know. And you look at the paintings now, it's Mickey, and that's a beautiful thing. When you look at an artist and they find themselves, it's amazing.
Well, I'm attracted to his life, but like I never want to write about other people's lives, but his life is just laced with so much tragedy, but he's the most well-adjusted. He's like the most centered person I've ever met. Like he's just totally in line. He's very like tranquil and.
What do you think that is? Because I mean, we all know a bunch of train wrecks, and they didn't come out of it, and we all know a bunch of train wrecks that came out of it, and they're very genuine. Like all the people sitting here are very genuine human beings and come up with a lot of shit. And do you think that's somebody that wants to better themselves, or I mean, what is that?
You know, I think with him, I mean, I'm really dissecting his life.
Yeah.
You know, that's how I met you. I think with him, you know, I talk to his mom all the time. His mom is a very sweet lady, and what she told me, and I think what really has resonated with me and stuck with me, is that he never bought into the image. You know, he separates the human from the character that he's created. And he grew up in Hollywood, you know, you grew up around him. And I think people that grow up in a place where you have to separate image from reality, sometimes can grasp, you can go either way.
Right.
But some people are able to kind of just understand that I need to be a human being, and I think that's allowed him to focus on himself, and despite a lot of tragedy that he's endured, he's really just prevailed, and he's a great guy, very humble and comfortable, and he's got an amazing life. I was in Bali.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be at home next week, and he's been saying that for 9 months now, and you know, he's started a new band. I'm playing bars every night. Maybe
Really?
Avalon and the Fuck Boys is what it's called. Yeah, it checks out. Yeah, he's great, man.
All right, cool. So we can do some of these questions. I was gonna try to like get in his voice and everything, but sitting with you guys, I'm not gonna try to act. So I'm just gonna read the questions. What is your favorite word?
Fuck. It is. I say it way too much. I'm a 3-year-old. I try not to say it, but I say fuck. I like it. I don't know. I just like the way it sounds.
Good word.
It is. It's underestimated. It has power.
You
stole my word, man.
I was gonna totally say that was my word too, bro.
Everybody can agree on
We all
fuck.
pick that word.
Yeah. In more than one
It's
way.
unanimous.
Like, yeah, it's unanimous, yeah.
Really the next
James Lipton
level
has
that-
heard that answer numerous
Pretty
times.
word, though.
But I feel like if you want to say fuck anymore and get a reaction, you can't. You have to really just bust out the C-bomb.
Yeah, that's true.
That's.
But I don't do it for a reaction. I just say fuck. Like I talked to my daughter's teacher. I probably slip an F on her. Like fuck, I'm trying to fuck.
It lets you know who someone is right away. Like if you can say fuck to someone and they're like
I
okay
say
with
it
it, you
to
kind
all
of can gauge
I say
like,
it
where
to
you're
all.
at with that person.
If they seize up, you're like,
I've been
Okay.
pretty lucky talking like little ladies and stuff. I'm like fuck. Oh, so sorry. She's like, I don't fucking worry about it.
Yeah, you see, it's universal. It is. So we all agree on fuck.
You all agree on fuck? All right. What is your least favorite word?
don't.
Oh,
No.
good.
No.
Try.
Oh.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. Can't, I guess.
Can't.
Can't do
You
it.
guys are all positive people. Like, I'm gonna say cunt. It's very.
It is a pretty word. Actually. It's a very pretty word.
It's more contemporary than fuck, for sure. Cunt. Cunt's the new fuck. Definitely.
I just find that word very offensive.
It is an offensive word,
You know,
yes.
but you've been out to London and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, always like,
Yeah.
you know, throwing around there. Yeah. It's so easy
That's
to
their
come
best
back
friend.
from there and be like, oh, you're such a cunt.
A lot more casual usage. Yeah.
It's
I guess I should say.
it's in the arsenal, you know. It's like
Okay. What turns you on? Start with Meg.
Whoa, X-rated? Wow. Start with me. No, not a good. No. Gonna filter that one.
my fiance turns me on.
Oh. I see.
Oh, man.
You're gonna get lucky tonight.
Yeah.
Man, shout out, hi baby.
Oh, man. I think my 11-year-old might be watching this, so I'm gonna
So
refrain.
nothing. Drive.
Hey, I'm gonna pass it to you.
Cunts. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. What turns you off?
People who choose to be
C words.
cunts. I don't know. People who are just a lot. I hate like a lot of this like sort of like how do I describe it? Like flat Earth shit and people who just refuse to look at like just dumb people. Just dumb people in general, dude. Like really piss me off, dude. Like.
Or like lazy, intellectually.
Intellectual, yeah, like they think they know it all, but they don't do any of the research to.
Right, lazy, intellectually, yeah.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Nick.
Overly ambitious people in the town I just drove from.
Oh yeah.
In Hollywood.
Yeah.
Maybe that was part of growing up in it, but I mean, it's just.
Maybe it's just to the point where they don't have a life. They're just like it's always.
Yeah, it is. I'm like it's almost like I started to get allergic to that. So I mean, there's healthy ambition, obviously.
Yeah.
I work on that part of myself because it's
Yeah.
I just have I don't know. I've never been overly ambitious.
Yeah.
Person all the way around, but when it comes to like Hollywood and movies and stuff like that, there's a particular brand of grossness to it, man. That we kind of grew up in. But
So that's still there, live and strong, like that CD.
I think like that's the thing is like when you're young, that's the thing, dude. Is you don't recognize, you don't know what the fuck it is. Like, just people are just they have that sleaze to them, and they're always just like go. You know what I mean? And I think as you get older, yeah, you recognize it more. But of course, it's still there. It's still there.
it's still there. It's more even. I don't know what's changed for me. I think in in that world is just the much like there's no shame. There's not as much shame with it anymore. Like I don't know. Like I remember when the transition happened with people like selling products, right?
Yeah.
Like, doing commercials.
Yeah.
Like you never saw like a film actor or something selling it, whatever, doing
Yeah, yeah.
like a Citibank
Yeah.
card, or, commercial or something.
Yeah. Or they did in another country.
And it's, you're right, they're doing another, and it's not to necessarily like knock it, but it's more like, for me, what's kind of sad is just the complete corporate takeover of the film world, the film, and I'm sure you could say the same in whatever art you're talking about, but, and now it's like, no, it's not even a blip, people don't blink an eye at it.
Well, I think it's actually almost even different because, like, I did a lot of art pieces about the corporate world, stealing graffiti art or street artists and capitalizing, like dressing up a pig, looking like a Cadillac, stuff like this. And it got to a point where this whole sellout thing was just not even an issue anymore. It's like almost if you don't do it, you're not normal. Like that's almost the norm,
Exactly.
It's like it's like, oh, this guy's gonna give me X amount to post this. Why don't you do it? Like it's a weird thing, but it's flattening. It's like a flattener. It's just like I think it's
Right.
just. I get it. I get what you're saying. It's a crazy thing, but it's like it's really sucks because if you don't do it, people will go, oh, that dude's not really doing anything.
Right.
It's like
It's almost like a necessary evil now it's become, I mean, what was your answer to that?
It was gonna be two-part. First I was gonna say racism,
Mhm.
but on the other side of that coin, I just hate where we're at culturally with the victimization and the PC culture, and it's making the issue worse. Instead of making it better.
Yeah.
It's like, why are we trying to underscore, all this hate? I can't stand people like that. And but it's a really weird issue because people that I don't even think they have good intentions. Just everybody, you have to watch. We're walking on eggshells culturally. We're going in a bad direction because of it.
yeah, I understand because that's a tricky.
It's a tough one. It's hard to talk about it without getting
Well,
canceled.
It's hard to talk about without getting kicked.
I don't like labels, right? So people say, "Are you a graffiti artist?" I'm like, why can't I just be an artist? I don't want to be a graffiti artist. I just want to be an artist.
Labels are hard. Okay.
And I think when you acknowledge labels, you help you fuel the fire. Like if there's no labels, if we're just people. I don't like this or that. I don't want to put labels on shit. I think we just go on with life without labels. It'd be a little different, a little better.
To me, the whole, like what that's become, what you just mentioned it's very dishonest, to not give someone like a path to redemption, path to, because God knows, man, if shit was recorded when I was,
Oh yeah.
like, throughout my life, God knows there's tons of embarrassing, stupid, ugly shit that will come out of my whatever, and the fact that it's almost suggesting that to do that is like not human, and
we're infallible,
and it's a very unforgiving,
Right.
very hard-edged sort of culture, like you're out or whatever,
Yeah.
and it's just to me it's I don't know, it's very dishonest,
Well, it's definitely teaching people to hide their feelings a lot more, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think there's a collective frustration though. It's like a lot of people feel that, but like now you can't talk about it, and then it gets like weird, and it's like I don't know. It's just getting nauseating.
Yeah, I think forward focused and forgiveness, all this stuff is very important things, and this is going against all that stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
Exactly.
Live and love and light.
Turns me off negative people. It encompasses everything we just said.
Yeah, I agree with all of that for sure. Cancel culture for sure is
Yeah.
I think the word. Yeah.
Bro.
What sound or noise do you love?
We'll start the rotation. Yeah.
Skip that.
Okay, bubble wrap. Are we jumping on
Yeah, bubble
like? Come on, you can't see a pile and not just want to jump on it and just fucking laugh because it's hysterical.
It's a good one. Love the bubble wrap.
Yeah, bubble wrap. The ocean's good. I like the ocean.
Yeah, that makes fun
But I was just chasing after my dog with bubble wrap. Like, I think it's hilarious.
It is.
Yeah.
The bigger the bubble, the better. Thanks, Amazon.
I want to say, water features. I love it. We just bought it back. A bunch of them. It's like just water features.
Three.
I'm gonna have to go with my kid laughter.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Daughter.
Sorry, girl.
Point scored for these two over here. Kid,
That was a good one.
Sure, you guys are doing the right thing.
I feel like an asshole.
We already did this. What is your favorite curse word? We already did that.
No, we did favorite
word.
Oh, so we're up in the ante now.
All right. What is your favorite curse word? Everyone's gonna say fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with
Well,
that.
no, I'm gonna say so. Anything that in a term of surprise, I always pull out Jesus shit. Like that's always
Jesus, hyphen?
Jesus shit.
That's 2 words.
But that's it. We can
Could be one word.
hyphen it and make it one word. But I'm always if something surprises me, I'm like, Jesus shit. I mean, when you ever think about Jesus shitting, you just don't, right?
I like that. I like that word.
Shit.
Jesus shit.
Jesus.
Shit.
Yeah. Surprise. Jesus shit. Real shit.
I respect it.
What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Perfect.
What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
I wish I had the education, but I don't know, you know what, dude? I'm fucking fascinated with, this is crazy. See, I've watched so many damn serial killer documentaries and shit. I'm fascinated with that shit.
You're like, if I only have the mind.
Not sure if that's an occupation.
So, yes, my profession could be chopping people up,
Is that your friend
hiding
in the
kids in the
wizard
basement, and, I'd want to be like one of those.
He's
you know,
looking for a
psychological,
Dharma roll.
like,
He's looking for a Dharma roll.
forensic,
Forensic,
like a professional, like a
Jeffrey Dahmer.
psychologist. Or something.
Oh, I thought you were talking about killing people. That's where you're going.
Does
Pathologist.
that exist in real life?
That does.
Yeah.
Pathologist.
Yeah. And they have the depth farm and all that
Forensic
shit.
psychologist.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
If I was smart enough, I'd be an astronaut.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm just not. I just don't have it.
I heard. Well,
Is that you gotta be
You gotta be pretty smart.
yeah.
You gotta know a lot
And
of
tall.
equations.
You have to be
Tall?
tall.
I don't think that's a.
Wait, I thought astronauts are there's something
I
about.
thought, you know what? I thought you had to be really smart to be an astronaut, but I found out that it's
He's looking.
not as much like schooling as you would think. Like it's
So
just
you're
more
telling
takes like
me there's a
balls.
chance.
Yeah, there's a chance. There's a chance. Yeah. No, because that's another good one. But yeah, I think it's like more just people who have the balls to go out and just float around in space.
I would do it.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be scary though? Like if you get untethered and like you just.
Yeah.
That's like the worst nightmare in the world, dude, right? Like, isn't fucking hey, what's his name? Isn't Tom Cruise or something going out like I heard some rumor where he's like going out into space for his next.
I already bought space.
I've been waiting for him to go to space. I mean, yeah. That
I
checks
heard
out.
some rumor about that.
You know, there's a
Gonna
job
open up
at
some rolls.
I thought that was good. I don't know.
There's a job at JPL that you have to keep track on all of the shit that's in space, like actual
junk shit.
litter.
Yeah.
The
They should.
litter that.
So I have a screenplay. I'm not gonna talk about it.
Is it registered?
But it's a combination of God's supposed to be crazy and it's like they go up to space and they do this coke bottle as a prank and it becomes this whole thing, blah blah blah. I'm not gonna talk about it. But
You have it.
yeah, I'll let you guys read it.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so wait, do you answer? You can answer.
Oh man. Yeah. What would I try?
I guess that you could answer be like nothing.
I want to try out for an NFL football team.
Yeah.
and just get my shit rocked. So it would like dispel the still childhood fantasy I have of being more athletic than I am.
I'd probably be a musician. That's the one art form, man, that I'm illiterate. Like, I'm not great at painting, but I understand it. I understand all forms of writing. Music, I'm just illiterate with it. I just don't get it. I've tried and I just don't get it.
That's a good one.
So, mine's obviously everyone knows it can be a musician because I have drum musician friends.
Not musician, just drummer.
John Bonham specifically. But, and I'm like, I just can't do it. And Taylor Hawkins and Jim Laura, they teach me.
I mean, but you try. But that's the thing, though. It's like you're so new to it that there's no reason that you just shouldn't keep trying.
Have you been drumming?
Yeah, wake up in the middle of the night, go drum.
I know, and I'm like, go, and you do. And then you come
That
home
would be
and you're,
dope though
you
if
come
you
back
could
to bed
just
and you're
pull
like,
out like some
I
Moby
fucking
Dick shit.
suck.
No, I got it.
All right. What profession would you not like to do? This is many, right?
Politician.
I would say that.
Politician.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be a politician.
Hmm.
I like my soul.
I don't know. What do you say? You go.
A priest.
There you go.
Agree with
Yeah.
that? Celebrate, you know?
Definitely did.
Phone for sure.
Huh. What do you think?
Not like to do.
I'm none.
You know those big fish tanks that you gotta clean out? You gotta like
Yeah.
head up in
You don't want to
scuba gear.
get inside?
I don't wanna get inside. I don't wanna.
I want to make eventually a room that's a fish tank.
That's cool.
Swim
Hire
fishes.
some, yeah. So then you have to hire someone that comes in and cleans it. For me, that just seems.
I guess if I can afford to do that, I can afford someone to clean it. So, how long would it?
Also law enforcement, I always wanted to do that.
That's my, yeah, that's it. That's the one.
Especially right
To be
now.
a cop.
Unforgiving job.
Sober.
For
Yes,
sure.
you nailed it.
I mean, because damn you do, damn you don't.
I often say that I've matured, and I'm like, you know, I respect that. Fuck that. I hate.
I don't hate them.
Not all cops. Look, they've got a hard job, but
Just the ones that arrest you.
yeah.
I
But,
don't.
but every time I
Every
get
cop that
arrested,
arrests me was-
it's those.
That's not true. I had some cops arrest me and they're like, I could do this, I'm only doing this, and they helped me a little bit. Thank you guys.
But on that note,
On
so
that note.
you know they say, you know, they never make songs about fuck the firefighters. Like firefighters are always doing the job, but it's always
Because
like fuck the
firefighters
cops.
want to rescue. Yeah.
Be scary. If it was
Carry you out of houses on fire.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good point.
Did you ever answer? Oh, okay. My bad. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Thank God you're here.
Wow. Surprise, motherfucker!
I would like him to say that I was a good father, a good partner, a good son, a good friend. Ding, ding, ding. All right. I win.
Yeah. Just, you know, man, it's just, you know, good work. Good going. What's, I don't know. You know, just, you know, come on in, man. Job well done.
Make yourself at home.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yes. You're getting in, dude.
Surprise, motherfucker! You know, we actually met before we partied in my hotel room in Vegas. It's another story I'll tell you later.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Was it fun at least?
It was fun. But like,
Did we have a
it was
good
some of
time?
those days.
Yeah.
See, I was my company, Third Rail Clothing, and I was at a trade show, and you happened to be in Vegas, and we had a whole entourage of people, and you came